அருட்பெருஞ்சோதி அருட்பெருஞ்சோதி தனிப்பெரும் கருணை அருட்பெருஞ்சோதி 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 தனிப்பெரும் கருணை அருட்பெருஞ்சோதி 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 தனிப்பெரும் கருணை அருட்பெருஞ்சோதி 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 தனிப்பெரும் கருணை அருட்பெருஞ்சோதி.
Welcome for chief guest, Savita. Our next event on the agenda is a speech by Yogi Steven. So Yogi Steven has been practicing the full range of yoga teachings for over 25 years and teaching yoga, meditation and spirituality for over 15 years. He is actively cultivating a life that is fully infused with the light of the divine and developing a light body that is produced and sustained by divine will. He believes the fruit of human existence is to live as an expression of divinity, With that short intro, we kindly invite Sri Yogi Steven to deliver his speech, Vallalar, My Understanding.
So I just spent 5 weeks in India, Nepal, and Tibet on spiritual pilgrimage. 2 weeks in the Arunachala Tiruvannamalai area at the Vallalar ashram there. And 1 week at the Vallalar ashram in Vallalar in Coimbatore. And it was a very important experience for me to, after 25 years of practicing yoga, I finally went to India. And for many yogis, American, Western yoga practitioners, going to India is the first thing they go very early on in their interest. And for some reason I didn't go until much later in my process. I felt like I wanted to wait until I felt like there was a reason to go, that I was being drawn to India. And that's what happened. I joined up with a group of people that were going to Mount Kailash on pilgrimage. And after a long period of divine mother worship, Durga and Kali, my interest was moving towards Shiva anyway, so towards consciousness. And so I felt like this was my opportunity to go with a good group of people, to go to India, to go to Mount Kailash. But when I left, I said, I don't feel that I am going to see Shiva, because it's not possible. You can't go to Shiva if Shiva is everywhere and Shiva is everything. If the Aruparam Jyoti is everywhere and everything expressing itself through us, you can't go to it. You can't go for a visit. You can't even run away from it if you want to. The more you try to run away, the more you're in the presence of the divine. So, I went on my journey, to discover what the divine had in store for me. And I can't really encapsulate 5 weeks of darshans for you in a very short talk, but I can tell you there was a reason for me to go, on that trip. And now I'm here. So thanks very much to the group and to Prasanna for inviting me to be here with you. I found out about Vallalar by first being interested in my own real practice, my own spiritual practice, my practice of devotion and meditation and yoga. And I wanted to learn what was happening within me, the process that is unfolding within me. And in the process of studying that, I discovered Vallalar. I discovered Sri Aurobindo. I discovered the Tamil Siddhas. A lot of this is information which is difficult to obtain. I mean, even if you have good internet skills like I do, you have to really dig for it. You know, it's not so easy to learn about these things. Most of the information about Vallalar is still in Tamil. It's not available in English. Relatively little is available in English. So at this point in time, if you learn about Vallalar, it's because you wanted to learn about it. You put some effort into it, you know. So I did. I put a lot of effort into learning about Vallalar and about all the traditions of Tirumula and the Siddhas of southern India. And I've come to understand that it's that Siddha tradition, which is really where I was already flowing towards anyway. The river of spirit was carrying me in that direction of the Avipama Jyoti already, before I even knew who Vallalar was. But, you know, I've started to come to some conclusions in the course of my practice, and I've written down a few things here to share with you people. And I do have a flyer that's available on the desk outside, or you can get one through that. It also has my contact information at the bottom. I very much like to keep in touch with everybody, so you can get my Facebook and my email and all of that right there at the bottom. But I think the first thing that we have to recognize is that humanity has been going through a very long process of development. Well, it seems like a long process to us because we live a very short amount of time. I mean, that's it. Human life over, done. It's flicker. It almost doesn't even count as a flicker. And the entire history of humanity is just a longer flicker. Even if we've been around for 6 million years, and nobody really knows how long humans have been around, but let's say it's 6 million years still, even so, very short period of time, cosmologically speaking, evolutionary, in terms of an evolutionary context, very short period of time. But I think we're very lucky, because right now, for the first time in human history, we have large numbers of people who can access significant spiritual teachings, like the teachings of Vallalar, simply by going on a computer and doing a search, and you can read and you can get teachings and you can watch videos and listen to talks as long as you want to, you know. And so this information is now becoming available. So availability is the first hurdle, and I think that's already been solved by technology, thanks to so many of the Indian people who work in information technology, who make it possible for people to access this information. And it's also that large numbers of people also now have the personal opportunity to absorb spiritual teaching and to take action on it. Because there's more people with more free time, more leisure time. Yes, we all work, but still, in comparison to past history of humanity, more and more people have the ability in their lives to take in these teachings and then put them into practice. And this is really the first time in human history that we've been able to say that's actually true. So, whereas in the past, only a few people would have obtained the deathless body, the immortal body of light. Only a few people here and there, Jesus, Ramalinga, Babaji, a few masters here and there. But I think that's going to change. I think that we're now at the point where more humans are going to start to discover these secrets, and they're going to start to put them into practice, and we're going to see in the next 50 years probably more examples of divine body than we've seen in the entire combination of the history of humanity up until this point. And now we have so many different advantages of like you can eat highly concentrated, highly nutritious superfoods, in only small amounts to give your body nourishment that it needs, and learn to eat less food because the food is much more concentrated, much more dense. You can eat less food, and this is something that, in fact, I am doing. I'm more or less a non-eater. I do eat some food here and there. I'm changing my diet over time, but on a very gradual basis, I've been able to learn to live on divine light as opposed to live on food. And this is a path I think that is now available to more and more people. That's something that more and more people can do, can practice, can discover. The truth is that we are not powered by food. We are not powered by anything that we get from the outside. We are powered by the divine. Always. From the moment the conception happens, the moment the egg and the sperm unite in the womb, there's a little seam that opens up in the fabric of consciousness. And out of that seam, you appear. And you continue to appear over a period of time. This little spark becomes a slightly bigger spark, okay? And you grow. And this spark is continually being emitted from the divine. Continually. Billions of times per second. You are being produced from and out of the divine. This is your source. This is your power. This is where you come from. This is where everything comes from. Inanimate objects, animate objects, it doesn't matter. We all are coming out of that divine source. The idea that we produce ourselves by taking in a material from outside in the form of food or air or water or anything is not true. It's not true. It's a secondary. I say food is a supplement. Okay? So if you're lacking, say, for example, iron, you take an iron supplement to make up the difference between your nutrition and what you need. So you take a supplement. Well, food is a supplement for God. If you get enough God, you don't need food. All you need is vitamin G. Okay? You can live on it. The light, you can do it. This is the first I think, stage or level that many people, more and more people are going to discover the ability to do this. They're going to discover it by coming in contact with teachings like the teachings of Vallalar. If the teachings of Vallalar can come to the United States, they're going to help us understand the teachings of Jesus Christ. Because the teachings of Jesus Christ and the teachings of Vallalar are both teachings of deathless body, of immortal life body, light body. But in America, in the West, we don't really understand the teachings of Jesus. We don't understand it because we're giving an incorrect. You understand Jesus as a yogi, then you can start to understand Jesus' real teachings, same as Bible. That we are all produced from the divine, that we are all sustained by the divine, that we owe our existence to the divine, and that we are the divine. We are the divine expressing itself again and again on a moment-by-moment basis. So, Vallalar talked about the spiritual energy body, and his key contribution was to link the third eye chakra and the Svadhisthana chakra, the water chakra and the third eye. This is reflected in the flag. The yellow and the white are the colors of the two different seeds. The yellow here and the white here. And the flow of energy from the third eye and the Svadhisthana coming together and becoming one singular flow, uniting yoga, uniting of these energies. You find this also in Tibetan teachings, in the Tonglen tradition, the breath of inner fire. You find it also in the Taoist teachings as well. The same pairing of third eye and Svadhisthana, and understanding how they work together. This is the beginning of the spiritual energy body, which every human has the capacity and the ability to create, to come into being, that spiritual energy body. And once this connection is made, and once that starts to sustain itself on its own, there's a much larger spiritual energy body which starts to develop around that. And it's the development of the spiritual energy body that makes the deathless light body possible. Because we are then continually produced and supported directly by the divine through the spiritual energy body. And this is, again, another teaching that I think more and more people are going to start to understand and start to be able to produce in themselves. So, but I should also say, it's not something that you actually produce in yourself. It's not something that you actually do. Because, first of all, there is nobody to do it. We don't exist. Not really. I mean, we are just a little flicker of the divine, and the divine is Leela, displaying itself as us for a few years here on this little dust speck that's in the middle of nowhere. So really, it's always divine will, and that's another really key point that I think we have to surrender. We hear this word a lot: surrender to the divine. Surrender to the. It's an important concept to understand. For me, the most important concept, because surrender to the divine is the greatest victory. You win when you surrender. You have victory when you give up. What are you giving up? What is the surrender? The surrender is the notion that you are something different from the divine. That you are something separate in any way from everybody and everything else. You surrender the notion of individuality, or the notion of identity. I am Yogi Steven. Okay, well, you have to call me something, so I guess we'll go with Yogi Steven. But really, I am the divine. But so are you. So if I say I am the divine, I'm not saying, oh, well, I'm better than you. No, I'm saying I am exactly as you. I am no different than anything. Only an expression of the divine. So surrendering the notion of individuality, of identity, and allowing your identity to become the divine. Om Tat Sat, they say in Sanskrit. I am that. Be able to look and see everything, any being. Look at a cow. I am that. I am that, I am that, I am that. Always. Without exception. This is key. And I think more and more people are going to be able to understand that teaching in the period of time that we're coming into now. Things are changing. Things are becoming more possible for us to really pursue the spiritual evolution of humanity. And that's what Vallalar was about. He was at the very forefront of the spiritual evolution of the entire species of humans. From being a species of beings that really are kind of sort of half animal, because we're driven completely by our desires. We're driven by hunger, okay? This is another point. To understand hunger. Hunger is, there's only one hunger. There's only one hunger. We see it as many different kinds of hunger. Hunger for food, hunger for sex, hunger for possessions, hunger for position, for power, hunger for all kinds of things. But all hunger, including the hunger for food, comes only from one hunger. And that is the hunger to know yourself as the divine. For the divine gnosis, for the merger of self with divine. This is the true hunger which makes you get up in the morning. This is the true hunger which motivates absolutely every action of yourself, every action of the cosmos, the spinning of the planets, every force, every vibration, every action that any being has ever taken has proceeded from that first impulse, which is to know yourself as the divine. And resolving all hungers back into that singular divine impulse. That is the core of the teachings of Vallalar. To know yourself completely and fully as the divine and nothing else. And this is truth. We all know it's true. But the problem is to go from the truth that it lives here. Oh, okay, I understand the concept in my head. And then go from the truth here to the truth here. That you feel it, you feel it, you feel it. And then from here, it's the truth through every cell of your body. You don't feel it, you live it. Because the divine is living through you. The divine is expressing itself through you. So, these are just a few of the key points that I think we need to focus on. Also, meditation. We all need to meditate more. What do I say when I say meditation? I don't miss. People have a concept about meditation. They try it. They think the idea of meditation is sit down and empty your mind. Okay, so you try it. You sit down. You try to empty your mind, and the mind won't empty. Instead, you observe that the mind is very busy, and there's a lot going on, and you get frustrated, and you stop. In my opinion, it's because to teach that meditation is to empty the mind is not a useful teaching. It doesn't help. It only helps you to be frustrated and anxious because you can't seem to get the mind to be still. So you become very frustrated and you leave it. Try this instead. To meditate is to sit in the presence of the divine, and to sit in the presence of the Yogi. Try that instead. Don't sit with the intention of quieting the mind. Sit with the intention of being completely in the presence of Yogi. And you will find that the mind suddenly wants to be quiet. Why? Because also the mind wants to experience the Yogi. It wants to experience divine presence. So this is something that I think is a key and useful tool that we can all. Thank you very much. So you can have my contact information and my notes.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Yogi Steven, for sharing your experience.
அருட்பெருஞ்சோதி அருட்பெருஞ்சோதி தனிப்பெரும் கருணை